Okay, so this is an arrow function, right? And what we're going to put inside of here is we're going to put return react.createElement. Okay, and then you may not necessarily see this autocomplete. It'll take a second for VS Code to catch up with what you're doing, but you can just ignore that for now. Div, okay, empty object. And then here we're going to put, again, react.createElement. And we're going to put inside of that an h1 with an empty object and adopt me. Okay? So what we've done here is we've created a component called app. And a component in this particular case is just a function that whenever you return it, returns the result of react.createElement. So let's chat for a second about what createElement is. Or what app is for a second, rather. I like to describe this as a rubber stamp, right? So here we have created our own rubber stamp called app, right? Now you can go to the store and you can buy a rubber stamp, but a stamp by itself is not in and of itself useful, right? It's only useful when you actually want to stamp it, right? So you, here we've created one, but we haven't actually used the stamp. We've just created the stamp. So that's what this function does, is it allows you to basically stamp this as many times as you want. Okay? React.createElement in here, what this is actually doing is it's like stamping something here, right? So anytime that app gets called, it's going to stamp a div, and inside of that, it's going to stamp an h1. So that's really all components are in React, is it's just something that returns markup, basically, right? So again, we've created app, but this in and of itself doesn't do anything, right? This is the creation of the stamp, so we actually need to go create it. So we're going to go render this to the DOM by saying react DOM.render react.createElement app. And then we're going to tell it where to render it. And we're going to say document, get element by ID, root. So this is actually going to stamp our app because of this react.createElement. So the react.createElement can take in either a stamp that you've created, or it can take in a string like this, where it's actually going to literally make an h1, right? Whereas this is going to be something that we've created. This is going to be literally an h1 that we're going to output to the DOM. And as you may guess, it's going into root, which is going to be this root up here. So this is about the simplest React app you can build. So if I save this and go back over to my browser here, you can see here that you get a nice little Adopt Me logo. So just so you know, we replaced that with CSS, right? So that's where the h1 went. This is actually the h1 that we put up there. So now we're done with the workshop and you can go home. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to use that joke like 5 more times, so don't even worry about it. So this is the power of React. This is not very complicated, in my opinion. You can be the judge of that. But at its simplest, this is what React is. It's taking a component and just using it, right? And the power here is that I can make components that I put inside of components that I put inside of components that I put inside of components, right? So you kind of have this like composability model with React.